We will talk about the Latin music and how to break the market, not only the mainstream, but another markets that are not the natural markets for the Latin music. Because of your musical background, Meme, have you ever considered to write some stuff in English, for example? Not only for Café Tacuba, for your own stuff as a producer.
No, no, I never. I mean, it was not natural to do it. I mean, there are some bands like Plastilina Mosh. They are from Monterrey. In Monterrey they speak a lot of English, so sometimes they merge Spanish with English, and it's natural. And you listen to it, and it sounds perfectly right. And probably they have found an Anglo market here or whatever. But till today, nothing. I mean, nothing that organically comes to say in English.
So it has to be natural.
I think so. I mean,
I mean, we have Rodrigo y Gabriela, for example.
Of course, I mean, that's another example. I mean, what we have done with Bajo Fondo, for example, if you listen to Mar Dulce, there are a couple of tracks in English, but those are sang by Elvis Costello and by Nelly Furtado. I mean, people that really can do it. It's natural for them to do that, you know. And I guess in my case, because I've been living for 30 years in the States, it could be. But I just think that when you're looking to cross over by doing that, I don't think that works. I mean, we have to address the fact that language, it is a barrier, but we have to think why also it is a barrier. Is it a barrier because it's a barrier for everybody, or is it a barrier because also radio won't play, for example, I mean, that music or music of that kind wouldn't get the same exposure that music that is sang in English. Perhaps it's not the audience. The problem perhaps is how, you know, we present the music to the people, you know, and it's not enough just by playing live. You know, you need to have other type of help to you know, get the music to the people.
I always say that here in the U.S., for example, the Latin music is like in a box. It's for a lot of people and a lot of media is the same if you have Juanes or Alejandro Fernandez or Café Tacuba or Joan Sebastian is the same. Is Latin. But I saw Café Tacuba in Coachella, and you just did this amazing tour in 20 cities all around the world. And I'm wondering which kind of people went to see Café Tacuba, only Mexicans and Latin audience, or even in the case of the UK, for example, British people, or in the case of US, American, non-Latin audience?
Well, the thing about what you just said about how funny it is to put in a box all those different genres and artists, and it's because probably the most of our audience comes, they are workers here in the States. They are, the most of them are illegal people that is living, or generations of people that works here in the States. And they, when we come here playing, we bring like a piece of their land, like a photograph of their memories and stuff. So if it's Café Tacuba or is Juan Gabriel or is whatever, they get very, Los Tigres del Norte, they get very emotional about something that is being touched by their people, and they are related to that. So sometimes, yeah, we are, I say that when we come here to play some shows, we are just the soundtrack of the party of all the audience. They are just having the great time, and probably they are not paying attention or as much as you want to. But they are just having a wonderful moment. And that's why probably it's a natural and a cultural thing that the audience, it's submerged with every kind of music. You can see and you can tell, and then in some cities like in LA or here or in New York, that the audiences are more specific. You go to a venue and the people, it's more like into the rock or into banda or salsa or whatever. But in tons of the cities here, there are this phenomenon that the people goes just because you come from Latin America and they wanna be, you know, in contact with their countries and stuff. So I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, it's good. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the natural of the things. Sometimes you would like to people to be more into your music, but at the end, it's what you have to do, and I enjoy that too.
Is it happening the almost the same thing with Bomba Stereo right now?
Well, and not really, to be honest. I think we have a very diverse audience, like Bajo Fondo,
Yeah.
exactly. Because we have seen Japanese people jumping, that Danish, Swedish, and maybe in New York we played 10 times and 5 of them or 4 of them were Latin people and the other were mixed people, and we're definitely going that way.
What's your opinion about bands and about projects that doesn't necessarily sound as Latin projects, but that are happening right now in Mexico and other parts of America Latina, as, I don't know, Los Bunkers de Chile, or maybe Sxsw in Mexico? They sound like a British band, but in Spanish. They have songs in English. What do you think of this specific kind of bands that I think they are honest also with their roots, because they grew up listening to Oasis and listening to the Smiths and listening to all these kind of bands, and they are doing their own version right now? What do you think of these bands that doesn't sound as Latins?
Well, I think that as all the music, as all the as an expression, as an artistic expression, the heart of everything, it's what is the artist saying. In this case, it's a song, it's a melody, it's a lyric, and all these bands you mentioned, they are incredible composers. I mean, and what they connect as other artists or people that is doing more in a folklorical approach to the music or whatever, the songs and the way they built it and it's around it, and it's something that we have been learning through the years too, is that the essence of the thing is what are your emotions, are your ideas saying, or the way you say it. And these bands, they are just around more influenced by Anglo, UK music, or British, as you say, but the songs are incredible. There are several hits of bands that they are singing like Soda Stereo, you know,
Yeah,
in the 80s, and or like in Spain, Radio Futura, whatever. Mm-hmm. They are incredible songwriters, and if I'm more or blues or electronic oriented, what matters is how your emotions you write it, and if you connect with you, as Gustavo says. Eventually you're going to connect to the people.
I would like to add to that. I mean, there's a personal taste that you can say. I particularly like when groups have in the whole presentation, their whole aesthetic, more things that point out where do they come from, right? But having said that, it is true that there's something to the way you do things that also express, perhaps in a more subtle way, who you are and where do you come from. I'm going to give you an example. Marta Argerich, is one of the greatest classical pianists in the world. When she plays Ravel, she's playing Ravel. She's not playing a Ginastera, an Argentinian composer. She's playing Ravel, and yet she's imprinting in that performance something that connects to the fact that she's Argentinian, that she's Latin, So I think, this example of some of these bands, when they have a song, like what Meme was saying, when they have a great song, a song that connects to them and connects to people, and that song becomes like a tool, something that can help you have a better day or think about something, and that is related to your culture. I think it's valid too. I think everything is valid, and at the end of the day, it has the Latin imprint to it, even if it's not as noticeable than in other cases.